My name is Salomon. I'm a security guard. I've been doing it for almost 13 years. I met Nemani last month and distributed to me a CD which I took home, but I had this feeling that this CD might change my life, but every now and then I'm scared to pick it up to watch it because I knew what was going to happen to me. And one day I decided to watch, and that was the turning point of my life. I really changed my life after that. Then I went to Nemani to ask for more CD, and I've been following the sermon in the CD for 2 weeks. Every morning I watch each chapter. By the last week I changed my life completely. I'm a very hard person to change, but you know, I had all these desires of the world that is in my life, that was always in front of me. I actually changed my life. I surrendered my life. I learned how to surrender my life, to die to self, to hold up the cross, and to walk with Christ, which I never knew before. Even waking up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, to say my prayer, I never did this in my life. After watching those CD, I've been doing exactly that. I've changed my life. I'm a new person now, and I know how to surrender my life to God. I know when I say security guard, I was actually working for underworld people. And you know, if, just say a bikie, because I was ex-bikie, in that world it is so hard for you to change, because the kind of friends that you have, the kind of world that you are living in, you have all these, when we talk about trust, I actually put all my trust on what I think. It is like a bank that I've put my trust on and relied on it so much that because I lived from it day to day, and you can actually make it rich overnight. But I had this feeling in my mind that when God, I had this call in my head, if I've lost this chance, I've lost Jesus completely. And I was coming to a stage where the voice was getting smaller and smaller. And one day I decided, Lord, while I still can hear you, I need your help. I had all these, I had these habits that was so hard for me to live when I was praying to God to actually change me. And I came to realize that you cannot change your life by yourself. By watching those CD actually helped me to come to God and put everything under His feet and tell Him truly that you cannot change yourself. I honestly came to God deep within my heart. God actually took me to where I was because I couldn't do it by myself. Everything started crumbling in front of me. One by one it crumbles because God did it for me. The last stage was gambling habits. It was so hard, it was so addictive. It is worse than smoke. If someone had smoking addiction, I would be one with him because I know how it felt to be trapped in that world. And I thought it was impossible. I prayed for 2 weeks every morning to God to help me, to release me from this chain of sin that is enslaving my life. The second week, I actually burst crying to God. I never cried like a little baby all my life. I'm a very hard person. But that Friday morning, a Saturday morning, when I came and knelt in front of God, and I failed. I asked God that I failed day. Each day I said I will do it, and I couldn't do it. But I actually knelt to God and I burst up crying. But after that, the craving and the addiction of what was holding me back to the world, God actually released it from me. And I thank God that I've never felt so free in my life. Like I've gone from that to a vegetarian. I've tried dieting before and I couldn't even diet. But I think God actually gave His blessing in a package so I could be able to be a vegetarian. Just last week, I actually cut even milk, butter, and cheese, which I've seen different in my life, and I felt so free. I've never stopped praying. Each morning I knelt to my knees. I found out that if you do this every day, God is actually molding your life, changing your life to become more and more like Him. My advice to the church is this: if the Holy Spirit is working with the people that is preaching from the DVD, and He has done something to my life, I have this experience in my life, I know God will do the same thing to you. I've been been showing some of the church members, even some of those people that are backslided, and you know what? They've kept on asking for this DVD. Last week I actually gave all my set to this lady, and while I was giving this CD, there's a DVD which I got it from the Spanish church. That was my blessing, but I knew what it done to my life, so I don't want to hold back, and I gave it to that lady. If it does bless me, I hope it will do something to that lady. And there's other people that is asking me for the DVD, and I pray to God that there's a lot of people who would be saved from just distributing the DVD.